Today we want to talk about the expansion with the online business from the Czech Republic to Germany. But before we get down to business, we're actually interested in the following. What's Germany's place in the world?
Germany is a country with over 80 million inhabitants. Here in Berlin, in the capital where we are currently staying, are living over 4,000 inhabitants per square kilometer. The population density is the highest here in the Germany-wide comparison. Perhaps this is also an explanation in some way why large online shops such as Zalando and Amazon often test innovations and new products or services here. Germany's largest cities continue to include Hamburg, Munich, Cologne, Frankfurt Main and Stuttgart. A lot of Germans are living there and a lot of internet companies have their headquarters there.
In 2017, the gross domestic product per capita in Germany was around $44,000. The competition on the market in Germany is very high. According to the business register in Germany, there were registered around 3.5 million companies in 2016, with a share of 99.5%. Small and medium-sized enterprises in Germany, they call in KMU or Mittelstand, accounted for the lion's share of the company stock in Germany in 2016. For Germany, SMI are the engine of the innovation, technology and economy. Of course, this drives competitiveness. For example, if you look at the segment we are primarily interested in today, online businesses, then there are also interesting facts. The German top 100 e-commerce retailers generated sales of around 30 billion euros in 2017 with physical goods. Many of these are also operating offline. Spoken in numbers, a total of 68 companies of the top 100 online retailers are also active offline. Only 11 of them are former online pure players who first operated in e-commerce online. According to the study E-Commerce Market Deutschland 2018, the leading online e-shop in Germany are Amazon.de, Otto.de and Zalando.de.
If you are interested in an online expansion to Germany, you will irresistibly deal with the question, how do Germans actually behave online? According to a survey by YouGov, around 91% of respondents in Germany shop online at least once a year. Of these, a quarter even buys online 2 to 3 times a month. It must be mentioned in any case that the proportion of online buyers in Germany differs greatly from age group to age group. In the 30 to 39-year-old age group, around 22% buy online at least once a month, which is only around 8% in the 60 to 69 age group. The average order value in an online shop is around 72 euros, but numbers in the various industry sectors may differ. For example, in the fashion segment, the average order value per online purchase is 133 euros. Also, users do usually not buy immediately on the first visit. Users need around 3.6 visits to an online shop until they decide to buy. All in all, it is very exciting and worthwhile to take a closer look.
And now comes an interesting question. What are the main differences between the German and the Czech customer? Are there even some differences? We think so. If you compare their shopping and overall behavior on the websites, you will find out that Germans are used to search for more information about the product or service they want to buy. They even search for the legal background of the company, which is not so often done by the Czechs. The price is not in every case the most important decision factor for Germans, but often it is. It depends, of course, on the type of products you are selling. Also, Germans value and demand a good quality both of products or services. It's hard to say if Germans or Czechs are more difficult to attract. Both target groups have some special requirements that you need to keep in mind before expanding from Germany to the Czech Republic or from the Czech market into Germany.
We speak a lot about online businesses, about expansion, but what do we mean by that? When we speak of these things, we mean, for example, shops from the Czech Republic who want to offer their entire internet presence, including their products or services on the German market. But with the expansion, we do not mean a simple translation of the shop and then done. This includes many other things and factors, such as linguistic localization and adaptation to local customs and standards, which we will discuss later.
Of course, there are a number of great examples that have successfully realized the entire expansion to the neighboring country, whether to or from Germany or the Czech Republic. These include, for instance, 2 large German shops, Zalando and About You. The 2 German online giants are only recently available in the Czech Republic. They adapted their website to the Czech market in terms of some conditions, such as payment methods and returns policy. The layout and design of the website are more or less the same on both websites, which is also important if you want to communicate one brand and one unified brand experience. It's interesting to see some differences between the expansion of Zalando and About You. About You had a massive branding campaign immediately after entering the Czech market. They probably did not expect a high amount of orders from the Czech users. Therefore, About You struggled with issues like late delivery and bad customer care and had some negative media critique about this. On the other hand, Zalando did not launch a lot of PR or marketing activities immediately after their expansion. After a few months, they started partially online and offline advertising, but compared to About You, we think this was really executed step by step. Here you can see two different approaches how to proceed the online expansion, and both can be really successful. But there are also examples of the other direction. For example, the beauty online shop Notino has expanded into the German market. What's interesting about this company is that in addition to a successful online shop, Notino also have a stationery shop in Stuttgart together with Masla Beauty. It's a very interesting approach, especially if we remember what was taught at the beginning of this video. The majority of successful online shops in Germany combines online shops with a stationery business. Another success story is the online shop Vaše Čočky, in Germany known as 321linsen.de. In case of 321linsen, you can learn another important factor, the decision for a suitable legal company form. Firstly, they decided to act in Germany as a German company with GmbH, but then they decided to return to the main legal office to the Czech Republic for all markets. Both options are of course possible, but you need to figure out which fits best with your business and future plans. We heard a lot of interesting things about the German market and inspiring companies. Nonetheless, the question arises as to why one should embrace the efforts of expansion. The answer is simple. Anyone who prepares cross-border e-commerce well and adapts to country-specific requirements can benefit from international trade and significantly increase the number of potentially accessible customers. The expansion with the online business thus offers considerable opportunities for the growth of the company. It is also important that, in general, a multilingual online shop represents a more cost-effective and, in some cases, safer way of marketing a company in comparison to offline expansion. To everyone who wants to start small in the beginning, it can make sense to test the foreign market, for example via online marketplaces, before investing more money in an online shop and marketing. But one thing everyone should heed and remember: one must never forget that accurate analysis of the target market and careful planning of international activities are necessary for international e-commerce to be successful. This includes an important rule: copy-paste of the previous shop into the respective new language will not work. For example, not only does one have to translate the language, but also localize it. You have to consider things just like the most popular payment methods. You have to set the tone in marketing, and content marketing and product data also play a major role in conquest of the international market.
Let's get to the bottom of it. The first point, which is enormously important, is the correct localization of the website. It can be argued that there is a correlation between, on the one hand, localized website, shop, or for example campaigns, and on the other hand, success. Localization means to know the language, to understand the different nuances, and to know which words are used, for example, in Bavaria, or which are more suitable for northern Germany. An example that fits Christmas time. Christmas balls in German is Weihnachtskugeln, a term that every German understands. But that does not mean that everybody uses it. For example, in Bavaria, the term Christbaumkugeln is more common. It means that Germans from the south are more likely to look in the product search for this term. The same applies to many other terms, and you should just know the difference. What is also important, and that brings us to point 2, are the standards and shopping behavior of the target group. In Germany, for example, we are relatively spoiled compared to the Czech Republic. By default, we Germans expect low to no shipping costs, free returns, fast delivery times, and some common and country-specific payment methods are standard. If a still unknown shop does not offer one of these points, it has to try somehow differently to gain the trust, if it comes to an order after all. Another very important aspect that you cannot stress enough is the law. Anyone who wants to do business with German customers in Germany, for example, must respect and implement German law. That starts small, with things that call themselves Buttonlösung and goes beyond price specifications, in German Preisangabenverordnung, differences between guarantees and warranties, in German Garantie und Gewährleistung, or mandatory information such as the imprint, in German we call it Impressum. And it's becoming more and more comprehensive and difficult. Unfortunately, it is also the case that the warnings for missing or incorrect implementation of these points can come very quickly. Here, therefore, absolute caution is required. Of course, there are many more things that make expansion a challenge, but it must not be forgotten that it is still feasible. Our examples have shown that it can work well, despite all the uncertainties and difficulties. And it is definitely worth it. The German market is not only Germany. German shops are also very often relevant to the entire DACH area. For example, Germany, Austria and Switzerland. This increases the number of potential buyers extremely.
The same applies to the Czech Republic. Many Czech shops are doing also on the Slovak market very well.
The expansion into the German market is very attractive, simply because the German customer is very financially strong.
The Czech market is therefore very wealthy because many things and business models are more agile here. The market moves a lot. And although we have also very large shops in the Czech Republic, the distribution is more even and even smaller, less well-known shops have a chance. Success can come faster here if you have only the right idea, the right product.